at the light. At the light. Yes, sir.
Gotta end on that note, don't we?
I feel great. Even though my Bucks lost, I feel great. Hey, don't look over there. don't look over there. I'm about to spray paint a big old X on top of it because
serious.
you know what I'm saying. Buddy ain't treat me right. But hey, man, welcome to another episode of The Nice Show. I'm your Dramaticals, The Trey Nice.
There's a nice one.
I'm sitting here next to my wonderful co-stars, co-host Aiden. Stay bright.
Stay bright.
Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy, where you going?
How y'all feeling though?
Great. Feel real good.
Jimmy, how you feeling after, what shot did you have?
Chocolate milk.
Which one is that?
But come on.
I'm not drinking.
Bro, cause she didn't even take, what was the one you didn't take? What was the name of it?
It was like a lime green. It looked like a Hocus Pocus Halloween shot.
That's right there.
Right.
But
yeah, I ain't touching that, bro. That's all you.
it's good.
B, how you feeling, bro? He said he gave a thumbs up, man. I'm really excited to be back. I'm really excited for this week's episode, man. Super excited about this person being here. Hey, man, y'all boys buying flights while she pays to get on them. She graduated from the greatest university in the world. She's you said what? She's the author of the new journal, Mountains and Valleys. I'm talking about the one and only,
the Megalodon.
Janelle is here. What's up, man? How you feeling?
Hey, I'm good. Nervous a little bit, but excited.
I don't worry. There's no reason to be nervous.
Yeah.
Maybe what Aiden might ask you, but us two, we gonna be good. Y'all, you shouldn't be nervous, man. But so it's not your first podcast, you said.
It's not.
So why are you nervous?
It's the first podcast where I'm being interviewed. Like, it's about me and everything that I got going for myself,
Yeah.
It's different being in those chairs where it's like you can kind of ask questions and guide, and it's the difference when it's like
shoes on the other foot.
Yeah.
You're in the hot seat.
So, start from the beginning for people who may not know, man. Like, where is Janelle from? Who is Janelle for those who may not know?
Okay, so I am from Fort Worth, or like outskirts of Fort Worth, actually, like Saginaw. I don't know.
Okay.
It's like Northwest Fort Worth. And I went to University of North Texas, like he said. But the best university is actually Morgan State University, where I got my master's at.
No, that's right. Come on, man.
It's an HBCU. I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? I'll throw the bomb. I'm a biased HBCU alumni. Where? UNT? Yeah.
I graduated 2016.
You was there. I wasn't there yet. I was still at PV.
I was a child then.
I get this all the time.
Now.
No, like every time I speak, they make me feel old as hell. So
I'm 1 year from 30. It's crazy.
How many years we are from 30? We 4 years, bro. We almost there.
I'm 25.
You turned 26 this year. You almost there.
Relax.
Okay.
Bro, 26 is like another 25. I'm going to call that 25.
Nah, it's 30.
no, it's literally how the years start feeling. Once you hit 25, just get to rolling.
Yeah. So, growing up in Fort Worth, how was that, man? You the only child?
No, I'm the youngest of 5. So growing up in Fort Worth, my parents are from New York City, so I didn't have like your traditional Fort Worth, I'm a country girl experience at all. Like I said, my family's from New York, so I don't know, like a lot of people are always like, you don't have an accent, you don't sound like you're from Texas, and it's like, well, my parents didn't allow that shit. Like when y'all be like, y'all, my parents would be like, y'all, like, what are you talking about? Don't say that.
Right.
Yeah, like certain styles that people would wear in high school, my mom would be like, that's country, like, we're not doing that.
What part of New York they from?
My mom's from the Bronx and my dad is from Brooklyn.
Wow.
True love story.
Right.
New York love story,
So
for sure.
Wait, so how'd y'all end up in Texas?
My dad got a job out here.
Got you,
Yeah.
and everybody moved. So how does it feel being the youngest? I've never known that feeling.
Really? Being the youngest is great. You know, by the time your parents get to you, it's like, all right, everybody done did this, everybody done did that. So it's kind of like, you kind of cool. You know, you get a little freedom.
Get away with a lot more.
I got away. Yeah, don't let my siblings hear that because they're definitely going to be in here like, yeah, she was able to do X, Y, Z. Like, they will never let me forget that.
See, when I'm being the oldest, like I feel like my parents was the most strict with me because, like, of course I was the first one. My little sister, I mean, she do whatever she want. Like, I'm not gonna lie, but like, I feel that though. So when you went to UNT, what'd you study?
Child development.
All right, why child development?
I wanted to be, so just kind of going back to like my family and everything. My parents are from like kind of like the rough part of New York City, and growing up, they grew up in the 80s during the crack era, like just during like a lot of things going on in the city. So it was always really important to me to be some type of therapist or be, you know, like working with children just because of things that I saw and things that I was able to experience.
Got you. Makes sense.
That's important.
So how was your time at UNT though? Did you have a great time?
I had a blast at UNC.
Yeah, UNT is something special, near dear to my heart.
Definitely. How's
Proud of
mine?
my What? I had a great time.
At UNC that didn't happen at PV.
You said what happened to UNT that didn't happen to PV? I got an education. I'm not, no, this has nothing to do with PV's education.
Okay.
I was just not at school.
Yeah.
I just wasn't there. You know, school was there. I just
You
wasn't
weren't.
there. I just
You
wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I was too worried about DJing and I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? But UNT was fun. Why you acting like I didn't have a great time?
Shut up, bro.
I had a great time. It's literally on my car now.
What when did you move from like Texas to New York? Were you a child or were you?
No, I was born here.
Okay.
Yeah, my parents moved like when my mom was pregnant. Yeah, so we moved to like east side of Fort Worth for a little bit, but I don't remember that. I can't claim it.
Too
And
young.
then did you, just, like, did you go back? Like you have family in New York?
Yeah, I
So
do.
you go back, like travel back and forth?
Yeah, I do. A lot of my family moved out of New York. So like my mom's side, they live in Tampa, they live in Puerto Rico, they live in Denver. So just kind of like spread out.
That's a great mix. You could just
what I'm
visit
saying.
everywhere.
Like I don't need a hotel.
Yeah,
Stop.
that's the best.
Could you see yourself living in New York now?
Absolutely not.
Why? Why?
I'd have to be, for one, wealthy. Like, I'm not going to be, I don't like public transportation. Like, I lived in Baltimore, I lived in Philly. Like, that public transportation in the middle of a snowstorm and nothing is shut down, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like, it's just so expensive. So if I moved there, I would be wealthy. I would have a personal driver, all of that.
I know that's right. Come on,
Let's talk about it.
He's on fire.
That's not personal driver. I'm basically her personal driver. So he's just laughing. So I do have a question.
Okay.
So you studied child development, right? Mm-hmm. And then you graduate UNC.
Yes.
When did Aiden come in the picture? When did you meet Aiden?
Oh wait, what was your master's in?
Social work.
Okay.
Let's get this jump on for the masses. I'm never getting mine. So shout out to y'all who do.
People that get PhDs, I'm like, something wrong with y'all. Like,
Nah, for real. I agree with you.
I'm not going back.
Nah, never.
What's your reasoning? Like just not wanting to go back to school, like just being out of that like element, or
You know what?
I got debt. Up to my
You know, I think because I'm already in my career, there's no real benefit of me going back because what I do, there's no real benefit of me going back.
Yeah.
But even if it was benefit, I still wouldn't do it just because like debt, like Jimmy said, and I just don't like school.
yeah.
So I don't care for tests, quizzes. I would never have to go back.
What if you got a chance to go back for free? Would you do it?
No.
Still no.
What if I would go back for free?
Yeah.
No, but yeah, no, it's not for me. It's not for me. Like I did my 4 years and I'm good.
you said that like it's some time. Like, I did my time. You know?
I did. Like I did.
that I did everything from pre-K to college.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I feel like high school shit. I'm looking back at it, I was like, why was I trying so hard?
yo, you were kind of trying in high school, but like,
Y'all went to high school together?
yeah.
What high school?
Why they both sound so disappointed?
Like, it was the worst time in
So he went to DeSoto and I went to Cedar Hill. But our sophomore years, we both moved to Mansfield, and then that's when I got to meet him, unfortunately. And we didn't have a good time at first, but then we just meshed.
So Mansfield, Timberview, Mansfield.
Lake Ridge, the first year it
I don't
opened.
know. Okay, gotcha.
So it opened in 2012.
Oh, yeah. Young. I don't know. Nobody that went there.
It opened in 2012. So that's our sophomore year of high school.
Graduated. Cool.
Yeah. So no, we weren't Timberview babies. But yeah, so we met there. And we've been rocking ever since, you know.
Cool. Real brotherhood right there.
No, I'm
with,
just
with every aspect included.
no, I'm just playing. So like, so y'all went to Timberview together, right? No, I'm just joking.
Damn well.
How did y'all meet? What happened?
After I graduated with my master's, I had worked as a caseworker for about a year and hated it because it was pretty much, I'm going to sound real anti-social worker, so, take this with a grain of salt, but a lot of case management is just kind of like maintaining stuff. And, when you graduate college, you're so empowered, you're so excited, like, I'm going to change the world. So that was just not for me. So I ended up quitting that job, and I just worked like a series of jobs, and one of them happened to be bottle service. And that's how I met my dear friend, Aiden.
So did y'all just click whenever y'all met each other?
Yeah, she was one of the nice ones.
I was about to say, I'll let you tell that part.
Yeah, what happened? Like, do you remember like when y'all met or no? Do you just remember like
Like, what was your first time?
Well, the first
doing
time
the
I met
job?
Aiden, I thought I already knew her, to be honest. I was like, you look so familiar.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember me saying that, but I
Yeah.
was like, I know you from somewhere. But then it came to find out, like, she's friends with this guy that I'm also friends with that I know from high school and college, Minicon. So I'm like, maybe I've seen her from there.
And Mavis too. Didn't Mavis?
I didn't know
go to
Mavis
school out
before.
there? Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay. I just knew.
Got you.
In my head, I feel like all Arlington or non-Dallas people all know each other.
Well, Mavis is young too, so
She is younger than us. I forgot. Yeah.
man? And before we keep going, shout out to Tam, man. Tam is a legend.
shout out to Tam.
Shout out Tam.
Shout out Tam. So the important question, who sold more tables? Let's just be honest.
Look, we can talk about it.
We can talk about it. I don't know. I came in when Aiden was kind of like, I don't really care as much. So,
No, it's true. It's true.
yeah.
So Janelle reminded me a lot of myself when I first started. So very ambitious, seeing a lot of the potential and where you could go with it. And then you slowly but surely start seeing your efforts aren't being recognized and stuff like that. So yeah, I was kind of like, I'm just here.
Right.
You told me that a lot too.
Yeah.
But I had just came from working like a real career, like social worker job. So I was just an agent of change, and I was gonna be the person that we just gonna be this and X. I had all these big dreams, but
And it was great that she had them. Just unfortunately, they didn't get sought out.
Got you.
So,
Got you. Makes sense. So how hard is it actually in the bottle service space?
hard.
Is it tough working in that space, or is it?
I'll let you take that one first.
It depends on what you're asking specifically. Like tough, as in the people that you
actual
work
work,
with, the actual job.
The actual job, the job, the part that people may not see.
Yeah. So the part that people may not see is that,
I know dudes can be creeps.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably just the snippet of it. That's not even the main.
yeah.
I'd probably say the hardest part that people don't see is when you're a customer, you expect immaculate service as we want to give it to you. However, we have multiple tables throughout the night that expect that same thing. So if everybody comes at the same time and they expect their bottles right then, it's physically impossible to all take it out at the same time.
Right.
So just time-wise, I think that's probably the biggest thing, and just making sure we give a good presentation and stuff like that. But getting backed up is probably the most stressful part.
Yeah, I was going to say having to depend on so many different people, because it's it's one thing to just ring in your own bottle, pick it up by yourself and go deliver it by yourself. But no, you got to ring in the bottle. Most of the time it's somebody else ringing it in, somebody else handing you the bottle, somebody else telling you the drink. And then you got to gather your crew. And who knows what they doing? They could be out there running bottles or
Right.
taking orders and stuff. So now you got to wait for at least one or two other girls, so that it's not just a dry performance. So I would say that's the worst part. Just trying to depend on
Gotcha.
other people, and maybe other people don't have the same energy you got or the same grind you got.
Yeah.
Do people really not tip? I'm sorry.
No, you good.
I would say people tip.
I say 50-50.
Yeah.
Once they see that 20% automatic gratuity, they're like, oh yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
So kind of sucks with that,
It
but
depends on the person for
Yeah.
sure.
Got
I was
you.
gonna ask, so you have a bad fucking day. You gotta go in and buy service.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
take 3 shots.
That was
Take 3 shots. Damn,
for real.
for real.
Yeah.
You just
Because you got to get out of it. even though it's such an easy job, you have to leave all your past shit at the door. Like you still have to take it seriously. So, and that's gonna determine our tips, everybody's tips, to be honest. So.
Right. So okay. So I have a question, right? Okay. So but before because I do want to ask everything about flight attendant because I'm super curious about it. Right. What is the best club to work in Dallas? We're not talking about party promoters. We're just talking about the actual building. What is the best club to work in
Wait, you
Dallas?
went from flight attendant to best
No, that's it.
club.
Before we get there.
Oh,
we get there. What is the best club to work?
I mean, I haven't worked at that many clubs, but I would say probably Deck on Dragon.
I was gonna
That was
say
my
that.
favorite place to work.
Deck was one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Townhouse was one of my favorite, even though it's real.
Ugly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot that was y'all's favorite.
Yeah.
Yo, Deck on Dragon.
We got to insert Jimmy's clip.
You know what clip she's talking about?
No.
Basically, Jimmy being drunk at Deck.
Jimmy was like skitzing. I don't know. He was like buffering one day, like, and Tam got it on video. There was a song playing, and Jimmy was. I don't know what was happening, but
I was somewhere else.
that video was insane. Oh my God.
But I never really heard Q. I think I was like my
DJ
first
Q,
or
yeah.
second time. And we never really stayed that late, but we stayed late.
We did stay
it was
late one
Sunday
time.
Fun day, yeah. I was like, this shit is amazing.
No, it was probably like how many green
And then
green
you was
t-shirts.
on your green team binge.
yeah.
Dog.
So
Sneak
I'm
up
talking
on
about like
Dog, I was
he's talking
hard-
about like, bro, give me 6. I'm like 6 what? And he's talking about give me 6 too. I'm like, this nigga lost his mind.
6 each is crazy.
yeah,
That bad. Spread out, yeah, but not like back to
one
back.
time.
And that's really how I think we met you. Like, well,
Oh
at
yeah,
least
Deck
through
has
Aiden.
really seen the worst of me. Like I've been having a blast at Deck.
Oh,
See how she
I
stopped?
remember
I've been
those
having
days.
a blast.
I remember those days.
yeah. No, Deck is fun, man. Damn, Deck on Dragon, man, legend. So you transition into becoming a flight attendant.
Yes.
How did that happen?
I mean, I've always wanted to be a flight attendant. My aunt is a flight attendant with United.
Word.
Yeah, for the past 30 years. So, kind of was like applying throughout the years and wasn't really hearing anything back. And then when I did, COVID happened. So it seems like I started a lot later than I actually really did. But yeah, just something I always wanted to do because I love to travel.
Did you get like hired right before COVID and then COVID happened? So then,
Yes, I got hired in January of 2020. I was supposed to start training March of 2020, and of course, that's when everything was starting to shut down. I think like the 13th is like literally when everything
right
shut
before
down.
my birthday. Yep.
Yeah,
Can't
and my
forget.
training date was like March 16th. So I was like, yo. And then they try to like wean us out of it, like, oh, just give it 2 weeks, give it a month, give it by the summer, give it by this. And then it just ended up being like a whole year.
Wow.
In their
6
defense,
months.
I feel like everybody just didn't know how big
yeah.
COVID was about to be, you know? So, so
Yeah.
you said January, you got officially hired, was supposed to start in March, and then you officially started when?
I officially started October 2021. So it's been about a year now.
Oh, damn.
Man, so like, is it really like 6 weeks unpaid training? Like, is that like
6 weeks unpaid training.
For sure. And what
You
is
get
the
free housing
training?
and free food though.
What does the training entail?
The training's a lot more than what people expect it to be. Like I learned how to put out a fire, like not just like, oh, here's a fire extinguisher, but like we had to do drills where you like running around with the fire extinguisher and like you put out the fire. We had to do like a drill. Let's say a plane crashed in the middle of the ocean, like you have to get into a life raft and you have to put the cover on top. I know a lot about like medical stuff, life-saving, CPR, and
Did they have you doing trainings
Self-defense.
on the actual plane too?
yeah, they have like little plane demos in the studio or in like the facility. They're really big. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I did.
ain't seen
It's
them.
so cool.
Yeah,
like,
it's
honestly,
dope.
so they
yeah.
have like life-size, of course, life-size planes, but like these are like, oh hell no, bro. I'm
Y'all
too
top
nervous.
flight.
Well,
Nah, for real.
What's the thing that where you sit in? I don't know. I'm sure you did it, but you sit in and it's like a whole simulation of like flying a plane. Did y'all get a chance to do that?
Girl, that's for pilots. But I mean, we did.
They
have
said
to
us
do,
in there. I don't know why. But
We did have to do some type of like virtual reality thing where like you are basically you put the little goggles on and you have to like arm and disarm your door and like I don't know. It was very interesting how they do that.
She building and rebuilding the plane.
Nah,
Like,
facts.
what's going on?
Do you know? Oh, you probably don't know. I worked at the airport.
Did you?
I worked for Spirit Airlines, and I got fired.
I thought you quit.
Shout out to Spirit.
Listen, here's what happened. Here's what
I
happened.
thought you quit. Oh my God.
That's what I told y'all.
It's ugly, nigga. It's ugly.
Bro,
He said, well, I quit. I said, I can't. Let me see.
Okay,
Yeah, quit.
I mess up.
Okay.
Okay, so you know, passenger service agent, the one who boards the planes and everything. That was me. I'm finna. Yes. Okay. So I messed up really bad. So
Did you blow a slide?
you said what?
Oh, I thought you blew a slide. I was like, ooh.
No. So it's my second week there, and they're like, "Yo, they showed me how to move the jet bridge one time." One time.
That's probably the hardest thing. Like on the ramp, we see them struggle all the
Yeah.
time.
So they said it's my time to do it. We have like, so I get the little joystick thing, right?
Yeah.
The plane pulled up. I shoot it up. When I tell you, I hit the fuck out that plane.
They fired you for
Like,
that?
listen, here's what happened though. Here's what happened. The pilot immediately called me because they can call the jet.
Yeah.
Is everything okay? The plane just shook. So I'm like, oh, I'm fucked, right? So I had to call somebody else because I didn't know. I didn't first, to shut the door on the outside. You had to lift the thing, but I didn't know how to do all that. They didn't train me on that.
They just left you there by yourself.
Left me there.
That's not
I was supposed to be shadowing somebody, but I don't know what happened to her. So then I thought everything was cool. They boarded the plane. Everybody looked nervous as hell getting off the plane. I tried not to look. Yo, the next day, like my boss calls me in there. She's like, you scratched up the bottom of the plane. You scratched up the side. We have to pay $10,000 in paint.
Oh
I was like,
gosh.
why'd you put me out there?
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know what I'm doing.
Bro, it's funny. That probably was like, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, just a little bit of turbulence.
On the ground.
On the ground? Nigga had to lock it.
Yo, when I say I hit that plane hard.
they could assume.
Yo, I didn't know how, have you ever messed with that?
No.
Yo, okay. I'm glad you said that because you're not supposed to. But yo, that thing is very sensitive.
Yeah.
So when I just floored it, I knew I messed up, and it wasn't lined up correctly because you gotta
You have to line it first, and then
before I hit the middle of that door, man, I had to. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Super embarrassed, right?
So she was just like, you're fired? Like,
No, I got fired later because what?
Oh, that wasn't even the worst part.
it gets worse. Okay. My bad.
Okay, I can say this quick. All right, so we had two lines. We had an expedition line, and we had just a regular line of people to drop off bags. Bro, I kept falling for everything. They said, you only bring people with this line if it's a disability, whatever. So somebody would walk up and be like, yo, my kid has autism. I'm like, oh yeah, come in this line. So everybody else would hear it and say, my kid has this. So I'd be like, so then
That line's bigger than the other line.
Right. So then this line got short, and my manager be like, what's going on? So, but the thing is, I kept believing people like, yo, my cousin just got shot. I'm, oh shit, bro, come up here.
What are you, Justin?
No, bro. So it was, that wasn't the job for me. You know what I'm saying? He needs to say I wasn't good at that job, and I was let
I'm
go.
glad they ain't put you in the TSA system.
Everything would have got through.
No.
That's a gun. It's good.
I need this gun.
It looked good to me.
Hey,
Like, bro, I'm glad they.
I do have a question though.
Okay.
So, should people really pay attention to that informative video that y'all show before the flight takes off?
I mean, do you want to survive if anything happens?
Damn. Okay. I'm gonna start.
But okay, this is so ignorant of me. Okay. But if there's 300 people on the flight, and about 10 of them watch, I think I'm good because we got 10 people who know the information.
But I mean, how many flights have you taken?
Damn, it's been about 20.
Do you think you know what we're talking about? Like whenever we do our safety demos, I
could do it.
I mean, for
that's
the
what I'm
most
saying.
part,
I feel like most people
it's kind of common
same
sense.
thing every single time.
Yeah, I think it's like you blow the life vest.
Look at you. Okay.
Okay. Wait.
Shit comes down.
Wait. Let's start from the beginning. What's the first thing?
The first seatbelt.
Yep. Okay.
Airplane mode.
Yep. Okay.
Nigga, that's the air
You're gonna be calling
conditioner.
the flight attendant.
Nah, like you supposed to tell me what the buttons is. That's what I was waiting for.
Okay. Seatbelt.
Yep.
The seatbelt is around.
Like
He's
they hold a
doing
belt.
this.
Hold a fake belt up.
Got you. Okay.
real belt.
Okay. Seatbelt.
Well, like the belt is sawed off. That's not a real belt. Like,
All right. Seatbelt. All right. You explain to the emergency exit people that they are the pure volunteers
them
for
hoes
death.
is really in the middle, usually.
Bro, they are the volunteered workers. Like that's why I don't be tripping.
Basically,
But you know what's crazy? They be getting drunk. They get free drinks in the exit row. I'm like, how is
Oh,
this?
they get free drinks.
And yeah, if you get an exit row seat, you get
Oh,
free
we
drinks.
flying extra row, man.
Wait, time out.
We flying.
They don't tell us that.
They didn't tell us
they're not
that.
supposed
Why would they
to.
tell y'all?
I want a drink.
Oh, we dropping keys around here. Hey, exit row me.
Would you like to help in case of? Hell yeah.
Yes.
Because two things. If we die, I'm still gonna get drunk anyway.
Hey, I'll be drunk in the air, right? Okay. Shit, I think that's it. Seatbelt. Y'all pull the slide out the plane if we hit
after
water.
the shit comes
Oxygen
down.
mask.
Yeah,
Oxygen
put it
mask.
on tight.
And they usually say put yours on first. Then
They say
put
they literally say
on.
don't
So you
save the
paying
child.
attention?
They literally say don't save the child.
Yeah, that's really
Don't
fucked
save
up.
the child before you save yourself.
Like
No, they say that. No, look. This is why. And I had to ask, if you pass out, how the fuck you gonna put that mask on?
Somebody, both of y'all did. Like,
okay, you're right.
I mean, my little nigga gonna be alright. He gonna be like this, for a second. But I'm gonna get my shit together, and then you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna take care of him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move as fast as I can. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and then the slide, and then you off the water.
Well, that's in case you crash in the water.
Did you get to
The what?
The seat turns into a thing, right?
some of them do, yeah.
A what?
A life
Like
Whatever.
the bottom of your seat is also like a
flotation device.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Damn.
see. I gotta be watching that, bro.
You gonna be the only one, yeah.
And then also,
You're gonna be looking around at everybody else.
Everybody's,
and then the rafts are usually above a bend.
yeah.
All right, bet.
Oh yeah, bro. Do we get paddles?
No, it's just a raft, bro.
We're gonna do it a ride. We can't go nowhere.
I-
We gonna sit next to the plane.
Well, look,
Yeah.
this is how far.
Call somebody over to y'all.
This
like
is how
little
far niggas
fireworks.
thought this shit through. So,
It's very good.
like,
So did y'all have to do like the room like the astronauts were like the no gravity? You know what I'm talking about? Like the
When
astronauts.
do we have no gravity though?
Like, what if the pilot goes too high, like above 30,000 feet?
I don't know. I mean, they go above 30,000 sometimes, and they go a little bit below.
I don't think it goes anywhere like where there's no gravity though. I think that's kind of like way out
I think
there.
the plane would start like shaking and falling apart. Like I don't think we would make it up there.
do that. Let's do it. So, like, what do y'all interact with the pilots? Like,
Yes.
like y'all gotta know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, say flight attendants gotta know. I don't know if it's protocol, something should go wrong.
Of course.
Don't they doors locked if like it's a emergency?
Yeah. I can't really talk about that. That's like security clearances. You know, we don't want nothing happening
shit,
if
that's a
somebody
code.
knows about that.
Edit.
That was a cold red.
Yo, like I be watching TikToks like about like different like flight attendants and like just that. So is it true that y'all have really like cool crews that you like? Oh, bet I got this crew. We finna be like that's a real
Literally,
thing.
yeah.
So it's like having like a good shift at work. You know your favorite
yeah.
coworker finna be there.
But it's a
Yeah.
new coworker every time.
Really?
How many employees is it?
Like
Or flight
Thousands.
attendants?
20,000.
Yeah,
Boy, say how many?
thousands.
I said, bro. I said, all right.
Because you got to think about it. Not everyone not everybody that's working that shift lives here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people.
So it's literally within the whole world, right?
Not the
Ish.
whole world with American. No, we got bases Chicago, Baltimore, DC, Philly, Boston, Dallas, LA, and Miami.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought it was like every airport had.
I mean, they have people that work there, but not flight attendants.
Gotcha.
So they'll have like
Okay.
a London gate agent, a London TSA, or I mean, I guess not TSA, but yeah.
Do you get like nervous before flights at all? Like, or before your first one, were you like nervous? Like
Absolutely, yeah. Do you mean like nervous to fly or nervous to do my job?
nervous like to do like your first flight? Were you like,
Oh, yeah,
I'd be
yeah.
nervous as hell.
The first flight for sure, because it's like you don't know, you go through training and you learn so much about like what to do if an emergency happens, but they don't really teach you what to do like on just a regular day.
Yeah.
Like it's literally 6 weeks of emergencies.
Yeah.
And then you get on the floor and you're like, oh my God, like,
Do they teach you how to interact with customers?
No, because that's like an expectation when you get hired. Like the interview process with being a flight attendant is very competitive. So they're watching you so much during that interview. So they're not going to teach you how to do like
It's
that.
like
Should be
more than
something
one
you already
person in
know.
the room type interview.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Group
I hate
interviews.
Oh, I hate them, bro.
What you look like? I'm gonna answer the question.
Like they could be looking at you like, oh, so tell people who may not know about Terminal D.
Terminal D
Like-
is a new terminal.
Like that's the best terminal.
Yeah, it's I didn't know where you were going with that, but
Yeah, no. Like I was talking about.
sounded a little
No. I was talking about like that's the best. Come on, dog.
She can't save you right now.
No, come on, bro. Like
looking
I was like, cause I like D, so I was just like,
Why would you say it like
What?
that? You just made it worse.
what I say?
I like D. Come on.
Come on,
where's
dog.
the pause button?
Yeah, I
Somebody
get it.
got
That's an air
There's
ball.
no pause.
That's
He
an
took
air
it
ball.
off.
That's an
I
air
don't know
ball.
why he took
That's
it
an air
off.
ball. That's an air ball.
Like, bro, Terminal D is literally the best. When I was
is,
Spirit,
it is.
they had us in Terminal E. Have you been in Terminal E?
It's just far as hell.
Terrible.
Yeah.
No, the terminal sucks.
I mean, what about it makes it suck?
It's just old. Like, but Terminal D, I was like, shit, they got a mall in here.
Terminal
like,
D so far though. I feel like every time I get there, like it's just a long walk. It's like a long escalator ride down. Like it's just.
I'm gonna be 100, but I ain't gonna be paying attention to the terminals.
Nah, bro, you know when you in that D.
You see what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't really be paying attention to the terminals. I'll be like, I get some food and I really gotta go to sleep or watch
Yeah.
something, and then by the time I get on the plane, I go to sleep.
How early do y'all get to the airport before y'all board y'all's flight?
Hour and a half.
Oh hell no, I need to be like 3 hours.
That's anxiety.
Yo, we flew back from Vegas, and we had like a 5 a.m. flight. Man, I was out ready to get out the hotel like 2 a.m. The flight, it was 15 minutes down the road. Then we get there and the airport closed, so we couldn't even do anything. And so, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like a 2 to 3 hours before.
Okay.
And I'm a stressful flyer.
I mean, that's an old school like thing for sure.
I have to be there early. Like I stress. Like, what you mean? Like we gotta go. Like we finna be late. I'm thinking about traffic, like security. You know what I mean?
I think I'm just so used to like flying so much. I got it down to a science because I know where to park my car. I know how long it's gonna take me to get on the bus and get to the terminal. There's an app that shows you like the wait times in each thing.
For security?
Yeah.
Why did I not know this?
That's why I said it.
Google is free.
bro.
Wow.
And I mean, the thing is, you can check in your
No,
flight. Like
I used to just walk up and just wait. I didn't know that there
Yeah.
was like.
You could literally probably go to the next one down and there's nobody there if you have like a long.
You know, like whenever you type in a restaurant and it'll be like usually busy around this time, the airport does the same thing. So that it will show you like
Wow,
how
y'all are-
busy it is and everything.
Y'all are putting me on game, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Well, congrats you for getting the job. When you make that announcement like that's huge, man.
Thank you.
Congrats. Like I said, the training's tough, the interview process is tough. Everybody, doesn't get through it, right?
For sure.
So here we have mountains and valleys, right?
Yep.
When I saw you make the announcement, I read the whole post, right? So tell us the importance of this journal and what made you want to write it.
Yeah, so the journals, what made me want to write the journal is just spending like the last year kind of combating depression and mental health and anxiety, just fighting through that and just having an acknowledgement that like, therapy and the year long that I really spent journaling every single day and was very intentional about it. So then I just kind of decided like, you know what, this has been so helpful for me. Let me just try to make something because I can help somebody else. I can bring awareness to it. I know I'm not the only person struggling, so
Make it easier for somebody else too. 'Cause
Exactly.
sometimes you don't know where to start, even with journaling.
exactly.
So, oh, that's dope.
Got you. So like with this, how important is it to you to like, not hold those feelings in and express them, Like how important is that to you?
Super important. I remember, I'm just trying to figure out how I want to go about talking about this, but yeah, like I just always throughout my life, I've just always been a very sensitive person. So, when you're really sensitive, sometimes people don't always have the patience for that because they're like, okay, girl, you tripping, like, So I kind of had
Nightlife.
all right.
Right.
The trauma.
No
I'm
shade.
playing. But yeah, when you're really sensitive, sometimes people don't really have the patience, or they don't really know what to do with your feelings. A lot of people don't even know what to do with their own feelings. So journaling was really a way to kind of connect with myself on a deeper level, and to be able to get things out without feeling like, oh my God, is this person going to tell somebody that this happened, or is this person judging me? Because, you know, like when you're going through it, the last thing you want to think about is someone like spreading your business, or someone acting like they're a friend to you, but they're really not. So journaling was always my escape.
See, you know what? I had a journal as a kid, but my dad didn't let me keep it because he was like, men don't keep diaries, yada, yada, yada. So I threw it away. But I think but now I'm so used to just like talking about it. So I'm gonna buy one, by the way. So, but yeah.
By the way, y'all, this looks so good.
No, it's nice.
I'm a hardcover kind of girl. I got the ebook, but I love it.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna buy one before you go, right? So, this is something that I wish I had. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just write it down. But like, so with this, you can start anytime. Like so there's no dates on it. I can just start. And is it preferred to write every day in it, or just write whenever I feel something?
I would say every day. Like definitely, you'd be surprised how much you let build up whenever you don't write every single day. And then on that day where you do write, it's like, okay, now you just got all the stuff. But if you would have been doing like a daily dose of self-care, it could have just been going a lot smoother, and maybe you wouldn't have that big buildup on that day that you need to write.
Man, so how's the reception been since like you dropped it? Like, how's it been?
Yeah, so unfortunately, I haven't really been pushing it that much, just because like with logistics, Barnes & Noble takes a long time to ship, which is who I went through for everything. So I'm still trying to figure out like a better company that can print it in an efficient time and still have like the high quality. Because, I mean, they did a great job on the quality and everything, but they just take so long. And so I'm trying to figure things out with that. But I do have like a bulk order in right now. So it's kind of been like, you know, word of mouth. Like I haven't really been pushing it because I don't want to have a bunch of orders I can't keep up with. Like I'm nervous about that. Yeah.
What was the process of writing and publishing a book? Because I don't know anybody like personally that has done that. So congrats to you, because that's a big deal, you know. Thank you. What was like the process of that?
Well, I kind of always wanted to do it, but I was going through like a end of a, you know, dating somebody type of thing. And I just really realized like, I need to put some energy into myself. Like I'm over here trying to make this work, trying to figure out what I got to do. And it's just like, what about putting that energy into myself? So I started doing it on Canva. I started on Pages on my laptop. And I kind of just wrote out like all the things that were important to me like throughout this year of journaling that I did. So some of the things were like journal topics, or like I have like audits in the journal. I talked about like my own story a little bit, not too much. And so I started out with Pages, put everything out on that, had it like outlined. And then I moved it to Canva, came up with like the design, came up with what colors I want it to be. And then I kind of transferred it over to my printing source. So it was fun. Like, honestly, if you knew me during that time, or not, like, if you were around me during that time, you would have just seen me, like, just hyper-focused. Like, I was so excited and so into it. Like, it took up a lot of my time, for sure.
I would say, how long did this take, like, beginning to end? Like,
I would say about 6 months.
Man. Yeah. And you, that like, more power to you, man. It's hard for people to focus on something for a week. So for 6 months is a long time. What was that motivation? Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. I was gonna say, like, are you still pursuing like therapy and stuff too? Like like, is this like one way that you're gonna try to institute, like using that way, like your workbook? Like,
so that's a good question. I am a therapist, licensed therapist. And so one of my goals with the journal is like, you know, if you're my client, you automatically get a journal coming in, and like you can kind of work on that within yourself. It's not really like a very, you know, engage as far as like your therapist and you relationship, but I think it's just such a great tool for people to have in general.
No, that's dope.
You know, when it comes to the topic of therapy, I feel like I'm glad there's a big push for it now, because you know, growing up, being Black, we know that was not pushed on us growing up. You know, when I'm talking about like the masses, right? So have you seen like a growth in it, like in these times, like more people just willing to try it out?
Yeah, that's so great that you brought that up, because I was literally talking to my supervisor about it today, like the difference between working with older adults and like the children that I work with. The older adults, you know, they come into a psychiatric hospital and they're like, yeah, I thought I was having a heart attack, so I came in here, or I went to the hospital, and then they told me that, you know, I wasn't having a heart attack, and they think it's a panic attack, and like, you know, they don't really know their triggers. They don't know what started it. They're just stressed. Versus like the children I work with, they're so self-aware. It's crazy. They're like, yeah, I was having some anxiety due to someone said something that triggered me. And I'm just like, damn, like,
Yeah, right.
like, these younger generation, like they on it. Like it just really shows like how the shift in the world has really gone. And I feel like the 20s and the 30s, we kind of are in the middle, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed. I'm so glad you said that. Like my sister, she's going to school for that right now, and she's at U of H, but she's so aware, like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Us, just you know what I mean? Like
we be drinking, smoking, all types of
drinking
avoiding.
chocolate, you know what I'm saying? Shots, you know what I mean? But that's dope. Like, and how does it feel to like know that you have like this impact like on other people's lives? Like whenever they come in and like, I just want to talk to you about something, and you know, like how does that feel to have that?
It's
type of
really
responsibility?
fulfilling, honestly. And I kind of had that before I was a licensed therapist because I used to have my own blog a couple years ago. So people would message me all the time like, oh my God, that post that you wrote really helped me with me and my girlfriend, or that post that you wrote really made me look at things a different way. So I know that I'm in the right place and doing everything that I need to do. I'm just looking forward to see like what this all transpires into.
Is there a lot of black therapists now, or is it kind of like not as much, but we're growing, or?
I would say there's a lot of black therapists. Maybe not as many as we need. We definitely need more black men therapists for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not necessarily a lot with that, but
Got you. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I don't know any black men who are therapists,
Yeah.
but like there should be, you know, like so. Damn, I guess when you think break it down,
No facts. I never really like pinpointed it.
when you
like
think
that,
of therapists, you do, yeah.
but generalize it kind of.
if you were going to go to therapy, or you were going to go to therapy, would you want a male therapist or a female therapist?
I don't want a male one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
I think everybody should get a therapist that is most like them. That way they can relate, you know,
Right.
on multiple different levels.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
If I were to speak to a white middle-aged man about my problems, I'm sure it would not resonate the same way as
Right.
you know, my black woman therapist.
Yeah.
Got you.
I got a
Makes
black
sense.
I
woman
actually sought
therapist,
out
too.
a black man therapist, though.
Really? Why?
Really?
What made you want a man versus a woman?
Honestly, I just felt like I had more issues and things that I need to work out with men specifically. So I was like, you know what? Let me challenge myself to have a male therapist and have like a sense of like vulnerability and openness with a man that I felt comfortable with.
That's a good way to think about it. It gives you a different perspective. I like that.
What would you say to people who may be nervous to start therapy?
What you nervous for? Like,
You know, some
Being
people may
vulnerable?
not. Some
Being
people may
vulnerable.
not. Like, I don't know this person. Why would I tell them all my, you know, business? You know, so what?
Yeah.
That's why I was.
That's really the beauty of it.
right. No, definitely.
You don't know,
Unbiased.
you don't know me.
Yeah.
It's very normal to be nervous about that stuff. I'm just playing. But I would tell somebody that finding the right therapist is similar to dating. So a lot of people are like, oh, I tried therapy. I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. And it's like, okay, what if I dated one person and was like, well, I tried dating. I'm going to just be single the rest of my life. Like,
Right.
It's all about relationships. So, you know, being open to the possibility that the first person may not be it and maybe the second person will. And, you know, in the meantime, you're going to learn more about like what you're looking for and what you want out of the experience. So I would just say like, be open to it.
Yeah, my first therapist was trash. So this was still this was like last year, I think, like early last year, and I had just signed up for like a website that helps you find a therapist.
Okay.
So all of it was virtual at the time because it's still, you know, kind of COVID-ish. So I'm thinking that we're gonna get on like a FaceTime call, right?
Yeah.
Nope. We hop in a chat and she's texting me the whole time, and I'm just like,
Okay, that's a different type of therapy.
I'm confused.
Wait, so y'all never
Was
got
you
on?
like BetterHelp or
No,
something?
yeah, that's what it was.
It's not the same.
I mean, I found my second. I immediately after the first one, I said, "Yep, nope, that's not. I'm not gonna pay for that again."
Yeah,
like I could have
right.
just texted my friends if that was the case.
Right.
But yeah, immediately just went and found another therapist, and I have the same therapist that I have now as my second one. So
It took me a
wind up
couple
working
too.
out.
It took me like 3. So
Like 5.
Yeah, but you
Hey,
end
but
up
you
finding
found one, yeah.
I have the best therapist, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a movie on Netflix. It's
Okay.
called Hypnotic. You ever heard of it? We just watched it the other day. It's about this therapist, but he hypnotizes you. It's a crazy.
Oh wait, I think I might have seen
that
it.
too.
It was crazy.
What was he making them do?
Like okay. I'm not trying to spoilers. Skip 5 minutes. I'm not gonna tell y'all the story, but so basically,
Premise.
people come in there and they like, y'all want to stop smoking, y'all want to stop doing this, and this. So basically, bro, this guy was sitting people down. He had these blinking lights. He was like focused on the force, whatever. And then they'd wake up and then they're like, how do you feel? Like, I feel great. Like, and so, but it was like, yeah, you've been out for 45 minutes. But they was like, well, I thought I was only out for 3 minutes, whatever.
Was it a lady that was the main character?
Yes.
I think I've seen it.
Bro, he started popping up in their dreams. And like, he could start, like, he would answer the phone and then you hypnotize, you won't remember nothing. Wow. But that he could control. It was the craziest thing. Yeah. It's a great movie.
Isn't that a real thing?
Hypnotherapy,
is that real?
I don't know, but
I believe in it. I believe in a lot of things. I believe in aliens, so
I believe in aliens.
Aliens are definitely real.
I think didn't they say like it only works if you believe in it? I don't
you
think
have to mentally take yourself to a place to where you're like I mean I don't know the accurate terminology, but you have to like really actually believe in it for it to work. Like we went to a co-op as a group a couple years ago, went to a show. I didn't do it. I didn't do it, but Jay Brown did it.
No way.
And it was the funniest thing because you know Jay Brown. Yeah. He can be very skeptical. He's not going to lie. He's going to tell you straight up like, nah, that shit worked or nah, it didn't work. Mm-hmm. That man had them up there acting a doggone fool. Like they were speaking in another language and they really thought that they were like it was crazy.
See, I'd have to try it because I just don't believe it. I have to try it. Yeah. I'm not saying it didn't happen.
But would you be open? Like, would you actually mentally let yourself take it there?
Okay. So when y'all say that, am I like surrendering my thoughts, like complete, and having somebody control my mind?
No, not like that. The way they did it, it wasn't on some like that's a little devilish.
like Get Out. Like I'm just watching and they're just
no. Basically, I think it just starts basically how they say, you're laying in a pool, you're floating in a pool, and so you like really have to just imagine yourself floating, and then like each thing takes it step deeper.
Well, let's do it.
You got it.
And then once you're in whatever like space that is, that's when he can basically get you to do whatever.
See, I feel like now that I watched that movie, he just gonna call me and be like, nigga, jump out this elevator. And I'm just be like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
do your research on it. I'll say that. If you're gonna do it, make sure you're doing it like with.
So there's no spots in Deep Ellum I can just pull up and get hypnotized?
I wouldn't recommend. I would not recommend.
Bro, getting hypnotized on Deep Ellum is like nuts. So with this book, Mountains and Valleys, man, what are your goals for it? Like in this upcoming year? It's January. You just dropped the book. What are some of your goals you have for it?
With this journal specifically, like I want to get a better vendor, so that's a goal. I want to start working with like different nonprofits and different organizations to kind of get people to be able to utilize it. I think one of the main groups or issues in life that I really want to work through is like transitions. So like, I don't know if I ever told you, Aiden, but like one of the things I wanted to do was like work with bottle girls and help them figure out like what they want to do next. Because a lot of times like girls just be working in the clubs for a long time and it's no judgment or anything like that. But it's like, okay, we got to figure out what we want to do next and, all that type of stuff. So also working in like women's shelters, just things of that nature. I also kind of want to get into like doing speaking and education on like the different types of therapy. A lot of people really don't know. They only know talk therapy and I guess hypnotherapy. Like,
yo, I'm gonna look into that. Like,
I can add on to the whole transition part because I'd say that was probably the biggest part for me. I really wanted, as much as I enjoyed it and enjoyed the team and everything, I knew that I didn't want to do it forever, right? And I'm like, this is not my purpose that God put me on earth is to serve liquor and get people drunk, So trying to just figure out what I wanted and stuff. And then when I got the opportunity that I got, still trying to have one foot in and one foot out. And that was really tough for me. So I had to really just make that decision. Yeah. But I was speaking to somebody earlier. I think the biggest part for me right now that I'm currently going through is just imagine like you're jogging forward or you're running forward and then you automatically stop and immediately turn like a 180 and try to like run full force the opposite way. So that awkward like space in between until you get like your momentum going in the right direction. Yeah. That's the biggest part because it's just like it brings a lot of feelings, doubts. You know, am I doing the right thing? I know I'm doing the right thing, but I don't feel like I'm doing the right thing yet, type of deal. So I think that's super important.
Yeah. I mean, I can relate to that too. Like, I got licensed, or I graduated from school in 2018. I worked for a year as a case manager, and then, you know, went to bottle service and all that type of stuff. But I was still working in bottle service like the end of last year, and I had got my license to be a social worker and everything. And I was just like, I don't know, something in this don't feel right. Like, I'm a therapist and I'm over here like, get drunk. Like, I'm not saying like therapists can't have fun, but it's like a lot of people in nightlife have addictions, and I'm just like, you know, I don't feel right doing this type of work. So, you know, I kind of
morals and values.
Exactly, morals and values. And so it's like I got out of it, and it's like, okay, I did all this work. I went to college. I got my license. I did all this stuff, but it's like you don't immediately see that success. You know, like you have to work and build up your clientele. You got to find like different jobs and stuff. So it's like, damn, well, maybe I should have go back to the club, or, you know, go work or do something. But it's like, you really got to have that faith and like really believe in yourself. Even when everything is like yelling at you like, nah, you can't do it. Like your inside, you know, voice, the ego, always thinks that you're the worst of the worst or the best of the best. So
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Makes sense. Well, man, however we can help, like, I would love to continue to push this. But like I said, I'm getting can I get one of these? Like, okay, cool. I didn't know.
that's round 3.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Before we transition to, can you talk about the event that you just had? The give me the name of it again. I know the theme, but give me the name of it.
Manifest and Mimosas.
Yeah.
Manifest Mimosa. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was a Bridgerton style event. I'm gonna just expose myself real quick. I've never seen the show, but
You know, I haven't either. I'm a proud non-watcher.
It's a great show. It's a great show.
It was so cute, like what they would wear and stuff. So I was like, you know what? I want this like tea party vibe thing too. But I felt so excited during the event because, you know, that's not like an easy dress up event. It's not just like, oh, we're all black, we're all white.
You actually have to try.
You actually have to try, and people killed it. Oh my God, they had the best outfits, and it was just such a good vibe and good energy in the environment.
And honestly, it was to promote your journal, right?
Yeah, it was to promote my journal and also just kind of like bring people together. Like I feel like I know a lot of different people because I grew up in this DFW area, but then I also moved to Philly. I lived in Baltimore, so it's like people came from around the country and stuff, and it was just really nice. I loved it.
Beautiful.
Hey man, congrats on that.
Thank you.
Congrats on that. How'd you come up with the name?
Manifest and Mimosas?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I started out with like some real whack stuff, and all my friends was like, that's not it. So it was honestly just try and just whatever.
Hey, shout out to friends who tell you this it's whack. Some of y'all need that. But
they're like, I wouldn't go to that event. Sorry. Like, damn.
So, my bad, bro.
I was just gonna ask, are you gonna like write or make any other workbooks or?
Yeah. So one of my I would love to write like a personal development book. You know, that's like way in the future. But also like I do have my blog, so that's gonna be information that I'm gonna be writing on there. But as far as like products and stuff, I eventually want to get some planners. I feel like planners are very essential, and I love my planners. So yeah, and then I'm also thinking about making this into like a series. So this one's personal development. Maybe the next one will be like more specific to trauma or depression or anxiety. So that's kind of the direction that I'm thinking about going.
That's dope.
I love it. It's just something different, man. Like that's so fire. That's so fire. So, you know, right now we're in January.
Yes.
In December, where would you like to be like within like yourself? Where would you like to see yourself in December? I know it's a tough question. I put you on the spot.
No, I mean I know exactly all the things that I want to do, but it's like, you know, I haven't really said a lot of
manifestation now.
I gotta speak it
out loud. Don't expose your whole card. I guess it's
yeah. I mean, so December of this year, I would like to do more events. So I have another theme in mind that I think is going to be really, really dope. I already have like so many ideas with that.
Okay.
I want to start doing more educational speaking. I feel like it'd be cool to either go to schools or go to companies and kind of talk to them about therapy or mindfulness, just like different things in that regard. And then what else? I actually would love to do kind of like what y'all are doing. Like I would love to just start interviewing people and kind of having like a show that's related to mental health or personal development or all of those type of things. So yeah,
I think that'll take off. And if you ever want press at the event, you know what I'm saying, we'll pull up with the gear. You know what I'm saying? Ask some questions. Red carpet.
Sure,
Red carpet. Time to,
I should have had y'all at the Manifest Mimosas event.
oh yeah, the next one though.
Yeah, next event for sure.
Need a badge that has like press on it.
I got
and
y'all.
then like some guys like floating in that little outer
security
space.
on the back.
Yes, sir, Janelle. First of all, like I said, thank you so much for just pulling up and just like dropping keys. I didn't know that we could even get free alcohol in emergencies. So I'm not gonna lie.
That's the one thing he took out of the I'm playing.
I wrote that down to make sure I never
Is that
forgot.
what you were typing?
I didn't make sure I never got that. But nah, honestly, I'm so glad to hear about the journal, the success of it. Like I can't wait to start journaling. You know what I mean?
Super
And,
proud of you too.
nah, for real.
Super
Proud of you, honestly. And you know what time of the show this is?
Do I know what?
What time of the show this is?
Oh, the pop quiz little question
This
part.
is the nice picks, and this is the part of the show where I will ask my guests 3 random questions I have scurred and drove my way through the internet to find some questions that will piss all of y'all off. And I think I found 3 good ones.
They get me
Okay.
every time.
You ready?
No
I think
idea
I've
what to
gotten
expect.
one.
I think you've gotten one
Ever.
ever.
Literally, ever.
Damn.
This is episode 71. All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Question number 1. All right. We're going to start off fairly easy.
Okay.
The next 2, it just gets dumber and dumber. Right?
And you have to answer first, and then we answer.
All right. This one's easy. So, on a farm, a rooster lays an egg on top of a slanted
Hold
roof.
on, my nigga. Hold on. Say that shit slow word.
Okay. On a farm, a rooster lays an egg on a slanted roof. Okay? Which side does the egg roll off? It's easy.
Wait, say it again.
On a farm, a rooster lays an egg on a slanted roof. Which side does the egg roll off?
The side that the rooster laid the egg on.
Okay.
I thought she was supposed to.
Oh,
Janelle's looking at us like,
I don't know.
you said what?
The slanted side. That's all I got.
on the farm.
Oh,
The farm side. Oh, that's a good one.
some people say where the wind blows, you know.
I don't think he rolled off.
What happened?
You got stuck in the gutter?
It got stuck on the
It could be stuck. It could be stuck on the roof.
roosters don't lay eggs. All right. Question number 2.
How the fuck they don't lay eggs? How are they made?
Chicken.
How are they made?
A hen.
Riddle me that. Shit. How are they
A
made?
hen.
A hen what?
A hen
H-E-N.
is a female
Okay.
Chicken.
Gotcha,
that
gotcha.
lay the eggs. The rooster just does the penetrating.
Bro, do you know they don't even have to penetrate? If they hear the rooster, they can lay an egg. So sometimes farms don't even have.
Never heard that.
This is just a fun fact. Sometimes farmers don't even have
Fun
roosters.
fact.
They just play. They just have speakers around and play.
Oh, that's nuts.
But the chicken's so dumb, it thinks it's having sex, so it lays an egg.
How is that biologically like possible?
Look it up. I swear I'm not lying.
I'm literally going to be looking this up.
Like 2 o'clock in the morning. How did-
Chickens is nasty. Horny ass chickens.
All right, here we go. Number 2. Question number 2. A bus driver goes the wrong way on a one-way street, passes the cops, but they don't stop him. Why?
He's in London.
That's a good answer. Wait.
I mean, she
That
go.
That actually
kinda
isn't a
makes
bad
sense.
answer.
She go everywhere.
She would know that.
She goes everywhere. I literally watch your story when I want to go on vacation.
Yeah.
I'm like,
All
oh,
right.
shit, I need a break.
I can repeat it. That's not the right answer, Janelle. I'm sorry. But a bus driver goes the wrong way on a one-way street. He passes the cops, but they don't stop him. Why?
I'm only going to get this right because I remember you've done it before.
All right. Well, you don't answer. Jimmy.
Wait, you remember this?
Yep.
Oh wow. It's it's a one way, but he going the wrong way.
He's going the wrong way. A bus driver goes the wrong way on a one-way street. He passes the cops, but they don't stop him. Why? I'll give you 10 seconds.
Let me answer before you do it too.
The cop is asleep. I don't know. I have nothing.
That's actually a good question.
That's
I mean,
actually
good
a great
too.
answer, but that's not the right answer.
Yeah, he picking up kids. He ain't doing his
That's
job.
an air ball.
All right, Aiden, let's see if you remember. What is it?
The bus driver's walking.
The bus driver was walking. That's the right answer.
Walking what?
He was walking. I
He's
said
a
a bus
bus
driver.
driver.
I said the bus driver goes the wrong way on a one-way street. He passes the cops, but they don't stop him. Why? He was walking.
That's funny.
I never said he was driving the bus. He's just a bus driver.
You really gotta like read
Yeah,
between.
'cause who would think of something like that?
You're right. All right.
Dumbass question.
Question.
I'm two or two, baby.
The last one. All right. Take away the whole and some remain. What is it?
The parts. I don't know. I have a donut. I don't know.
Okay. Take away the whole and some remains. What is it?
So,
A tire. Take away a hole in a part.
Take away the whole and some
smart.
remain. What is
Smart.
I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Thank you.
I see how she could write a journal. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my God.
For real.
Shit.
Come on, Jimmy. You got this.
take away the whole.
And some remain.
I'm a one upper as a donut.
I said donut.
She already said.
I thought she said a tire.
No, she said donut
She
first.
said both of them.
Yeah.
Well, damn. Like,
All right.
can I have an
I
answer?
feel like this is like gonna be a math answer.
Nah.
No?
Wait. Okay. Hold on. Repeat
right.
it one more time.
Take away the whole and some remain. What is it?
I got nothing else.
All right.
Bro, can I get a better question?
There's literally no. This is the last
I
one.
hate this. Like, this some bullshit.
It's gonna be a bullshit answer.
I
so-
know.
All right.
I don't
know?
fucking know.
All right.
No, I'm done.
Take away whole and some remain. What is it? The word wholesome. Hey, Janelle, there's one other thing you said you want to talk about. What was it again?
Well, I kind of just wanted to talk to y'all about like the different forms of therapy that there are. So a lot of people, like I said, they only know about talk therapy. So it's only like you sit there and you talk to somebody and it's like very much like what you see on TV. So how does that make you feel? Can you tell me about this? Can you expand on that? But like I said, like I've tried out like a lot of different therapists, and the one form of therapy that I feel like was the most efficient to me was EMDR therapy.
What does that stand for?
Yeah, please.
EMDR therapy stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. So pretty much whenever you're going through therapy, it's kind of similar to what you were talking about as far as like the hypnotization stuff goes. So you'll be watching a digital screen, and on that screen there will be a ball going left to right, left to right. Or sometimes they do other directions and stuff too. But pretty much during that process, your brain is like reprocessing everything. I don't know if you guys know, but when you're asleep, your brain is doing, or your eyes are doing that while you're asleep. So it's like processing information while you're going along. Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know about that. But in the 80s, like this girl, she found when she was walking in a park that as she was walking and seeing the trees, she just noticed like she was able to think about stuff in a different way and kind of become desensitized to it. So again, essentially you're going to be sitting there watching a screen, and sometimes they'll use like little sounds to kind of distract you. So they'll play a sound in this ear, a sound in that ear, or whatever. And basically, like there's this YouTube channel, this guy getting it done on YouTube. And pretty much like the first time he talks about it, he's so distressed. He's crying. He's talking about how his girlfriend broke up with him and everything, and how he feels alone and all this type of stuff. Then the next time he talks about it, he's like, oh, yeah, that happened, but that sucks. And the next time he's like, actually, I really don't care about that. So it's like a very good way to kind of deal with trauma. Because a lot of people don't know, like, trauma is not always just like, I saw somebody get shot, or, you know, something happened to me when I was a child or anything like that. Sometimes trauma is complex. So people don't really know. Complex trauma is just like, you could have grew up in a toxic environment. You could have grew up in, you know, just seeing a lot of different things where it's like little traumas happening. And so it's a little bit harder to kind of talk through that because it's just like so many different things.
Sometimes you don't realize it's actually trauma.
Sometimes you don't realize it's actually trauma, which a lot of people don't realize. And so with EMDR, it's really good about like finding out what your negative core beliefs are, going in, figuring out where that started, what like situations caused that, like did your parents tell you different things, give you different messages about the world, about yourself. And then basically as you go on and do it, your brain is like desensitized to that. So, you know, maybe you experience, and this is a trigger warning, but maybe you experience like some type of rape, and you know, that's really hard. And then by the end of it, you're desensitized to it. And maybe when you first had that situation happen, it's very much like, it was my fault, I shouldn't have done X, Y, Z, and all that type of stuff. I'm a problem. And then as you go through it more, it's more so like, that's a fucked up situation that happened. That was not my fault. I am strong, even though I didn't do something in that situation, I did make the most out of it, and I am a survivor. So it's just a really good form of therapy that I recommend for people.
Man, that sounds like live, like just sitting there. But it sounds. Is there any places like around Dallas like they do that? That sounds very interesting.
I tried it.
Really?
Yeah.
How was it?
I like bit it in the beginning, like it was exactly how you described it. I like worked. It's like levels. Like I had to work my way up to it, like how my therapist did it. I had to work my way to it. But as I did it, like the middle steps, and then when I finally got there, it kind of like she said, you just be like, well, it happened.
Do you feel like it's helped?
Yeah, it's helpful. Like I didn't learn so much. I've been in therapy for a year now. It's like the longest I've been with the therapist. So I didn't learn. I didn't went from there to a whole bunch of other tools.
So you can't probably just pinpoint like, oh yeah, that's what did it for me, and that's what helped.
Yeah,
because it's just been an overall.
It definitely helped, but like overall, just having really a good therapist helped too.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like there's like steps in the process. Like people start out, or at least my journey specifically was like, it was just kind of building like awareness to things, you know? It was just traditional talk therapy. And I was like, oh, that's why I kind of do that. Or okay, that makes sense. And then like when I got into EMDR, it was like, I'm not just building awareness, I'm actually processing and then reprocessing things in a healthier way. So like, maybe like for me specifically, my parents worked a lot when I was growing up because, you know, moving from New York City to Dallas is like, they don't have any resources. They're figuring stuff out. We're the only people in Texas. So as a child, that kind of translated in my head to, okay, they're too busy for me. Like I'm not important, you know, that type of thing. And even though like as an adult, you get more logical with it. Like, oh, well, you know, they had to work a lot. Like I would kind of dismiss myself and I wasn't really dealing with it. And so with EMDR, it kind of made me realize, like, actually that did affect me. Even though, like, I'm downplaying and I'm acting like it was nothing, it kind of translated to, like, how I deal with the world or how I let certain situations come out and stuff. So it was really helpful for me, and I definitely recommend it for people.
Oh, yeah, I want to look into that. That's something that I actually really do want to do. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, cool. Thank you so much for coming through. Where can the people find you? Where can they get the journal?
Yeah.
You know, all that.
They can get the journal on Etsy.com/Janelle shop. And then, yeah, my Instagram is Janelle Lynette.
Yes,
Spell
sir.
that for people who may not know.
Yeah. No, because people be calling me Janelle Lynette. I'm like,
That's what I thought it was. That's what
He's
I
like,
thought.
hi, Janelle. Yeah, no. JANELLYNETTE and then shop SHOP. And then Instagram is just Janelle Lynette.
Yes, sir. Aiden, where can people find you, man?
You can find me on Instagram at AidenC, and you can get your Call Me Daddy merch at number 4 AMER.
What about the life insurance?
We working on it.
Oh yeah.
But just hit me up on Instagram. I got you.
Yeah, that's on the way. My boy.
Hey, Jimmy, where you going?
Where can people find you, brother?
AYE.pedigree.
Sound, bro, you it was okay you missed the question though. You can say you can sound
That was really
happy.
some bullshit. Like, no lie. AYE.pedigree, and then Twitter DJ_pedigree, and then follow some TikTok Nice Show Pod.
Yes, sir. You can follow Dramaticals, the Trey Nice. Trey Nice.
When you change shit? That's another thing. Like, what?
Jimmy, he wants me to use.
There's a nice one.
He wants me to.
Yeah, I like that one
But
better.
I really do.
Trey, it sounds like I'm in like the Himalayas.
No lie. It's like nigga.
It's the way he looked up. It's like,
Trey.
I'm saying, like, am I his temple? Like, what is this bullshit?
Hey man, you can follow me on all social media at the Trey Nice. You can try follow me on Twitter at the Trey Nice. It's private. I may accept you, may not. Follow the Nice Show Pod on Instagram at the Nice Show Pod. Subscribe on YouTube, like, comment, all the YouTube lingo. Hey man, it's been another great episode. I can't lie, this was so fire, bro. Shout out Demi, man. Demi La Rosa. Janelle, thank you so much. It was fun. Thank you, Warner.
It was the last bar she said. I still remember it.
She said get head at the light, something like that.
Okay.
Hey man, we out.